everyone, it's Alex. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to Tutorial Tuesday. So I know I have been really slacking with Tutorial Tuesdays. I've been ridiculously busy with school. I'm in my master's program and I've just had a lot. It is finals week. I'm technically having a final tonight, but we had our final last week, which totally thought I failed, but I totally passed. I know that that's beside the point and some of you might not care, but for those of you who care, I passed. But anyways, I am just going to do a little makeup tutorial, I'm doing a makeup tutorial that is supposed to be just kind of light, bright, and fun. So if you are someone who likes to do more of like a neutral, natural look, but you want to incorporate a color, this is the tutorial for you. So I have already primed my eyes and I'm just going to show you guys the whole process of what I do. So I have not moisturized my face yet today, so I'm going to go in with my Clean and Clear Morning Glow moisturizer. And I'm just putting a little pump of that on the back of my hand. And I just kind of like to start by just picking some of that up. And then just distributing that all over my face. And this has SPF in it, so I will be protected, when I am out in the elements. So yeah, I just like to do that. And then whatever I have extra, I like to, put on my neck. Because it's good to have that. If you have a little extra, put it on your chest. I mean, whatever. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and moisturize my lips with my Baby Lips SPF 20 lip balm. So now my lips are protected and they are moisturized. Now I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. Scary, I know. But I figure that's probably the best way so you guys can really see this. Is that zoomed in enough? Some of you guys are probably like, stop zooming in. It's scary, I know. So I have already primed my eyes with my Urban Decay Primer Potion. Use whatever primer you have. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked, the original basic, the first Naked palette that came out. If you don't have this, don't worry. Just find anything that is pretty similar. We're going to be using the color Virgin. We're going to be using the color Naked, and we're going to be using the color Buck. So this color, and this color. So if you have anything in your collection that, is pretty similar, go ahead and grab that. So I'm just taking a fluffy brush. I like to use this one for my highlight, and I'm going in with Virgin. And I'm just picking a little bit of that up, tapping off any excess, and I'm just going to pop that right under the brow bone, so that way we have a nice, light, shimmery highlight, because the colors that are going on our lid are matte. So I want to have a little bit of a shimmer there. Then with this like pointed end brush, I'm going in again with Virgin. And I am just popping that right in the inner tear duct area. So then the next step that I want to do is I'm just going to go in with a fluffy brush, and I'm going to pick up the shade Naked. I'm pointing to this one, but I meant to point to Naked. And I'm just going to pick that up. It's really hard to see that. But anyways, you just want to pick some of that up, just like so. And we're just going to pack that all over the lid. Now this is just a very light shade. It almost reminds me of my skin tone, because when I put it on, I really don't notice much of a difference other than it's more matte there and it's concealed a little more. So I'm just packing that all over the lid. You could even take this like the whole way up if you want, because it's really nice and light. At least on my skin tone it is. On other skin tones, it might look a little different. So then the next color that I'm going in with is Buck. And I'm just going to take this fluffy blending brush and I'm just going to pick some of that up. Tap off any excess. And I am just going to work that just in the very outer corner and then sweep that into the crease. And again, this part of the look is super, super light. So you might not really notice much of a difference, but that's kind of the effect that I'm going with. Some of you have been asking for more light tutorials, more natural everyday looks. And so this is it. However, I am going to go in with a purple liner. So if you're wanting, mostly because if you want to incorporate, you know, a pop of color, whether it's purple, blue, green, pink, yellow, whatever color, you know, into your look, then you know kind of how to do it to make it just a little bit there. But if that's not your thing and you really just want the natural look, then you could either skip the eyeliner altogether or just use like a brown or like a more neutrally shade liner. Okay, so that is pretty much the eye look with the eyeshadow. So now that I have that portion complete, I'm going in with my Maybelline Color Tattoo Studio thing. This is in the shade Painted Purple. Mine's kind of all mangled and I should get a new one like soon, but yeah. And I'm going in with my e.l.f. small angled brush. I don't know if you guys can really see, but it has just a slight angle and it has some little friends hanging out there on the side. But anyways, I'm just going to pick some of that up on my brush. I like to paint both sides of my brush and just really get my brush all coated. And then just kind of not tap off, but just kind of run your brush along the side and just remove any clumps or any excess. And now you can make this as thick, as thin as you want. You can put it on just your top lash line, just your lower lash line, both of them. That's really up to you. I'm just going to do my top lash line, but I've done it with both and separate, and it looks good either way. So I just want to keep it kind of more on the thin side. But again, you can do it as dramatic as winged, cat eye, whatever kind of look you're wanting to do. It's going to look really great. I can guarantee. I need a different brush for this. I used to have like one of those really teeny tiny skinny pointed ones, but I don't know where mine went. I find that it's much easier to use that way than this one, but this one's still really nice. Oh yeah, and I do my eyeliner differently, like per eye. Like, I don't know why, but that's just how I am. It's just what's easier for me. There's really no right or wrong way to do it, as long as you like the outcome of it. Because I know some people are like, she doesn't know how to do makeup. It's like, well, I'm doing it my way. Like, I'm not like a beauty guru. I never claimed to be. I'm just showing you guys how I do my makeup, and maybe it's helpful for some of you. Maybe it's not. We all, we all learn differently, and we all like different techniques and things like that. I'm trying to, because there was one more, oh, there it is, okay. I found it. So I'm gonna just kind of go ahead and do another thin-ish layer of this. I'm making it a little bit thicker in the outer portion, but really making it more thin there. So that's kind of what we are working with. I am going to take my finger and just gently run it along there just to kind of blend anything together and make it look less crazy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just picking up just this Real Techniques. This is a detailer brush, just a really thin, small brush. And I'm going in with my MAC Pink Union eyeshadow, and I'm just using that brush, and I'm just picking up some of this purple shade. And I'm just going to press that on that liner that we just put on, so that way it really locks everything in place and just ensures that, you know, nothing moves. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video so I can do my mascara, and then we will be right back. Okay, so I used my Calvin Klein 1 mascara, and that is what I came up with. You could do some liner on your lower lash line, which I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing, so I'm going to go ahead and just do that. I'm going to use my Tarte Amazonian Clay Plum eyeliner, and just ever so slightly just run that along my waterline, lower lash line area. Just very, very thin. But if you do this step, you can obviously make it as detailed and thick as you want it to be. This part makes my eyes water so much and it tickles. Okay, I feel like this is just skipping. There we go. Whew. Okay, so that is that. So for the face, I'm going to go in with my NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Powder. Picking some of that up with my e.l.f. powder brush. And since this is matte, I like to, you know, just put it all over my face. I don't really do like heavy contouring or anything, as you guys know, or unless if you're new to my channel, then you probably don't know. But I usually don't do very heavy contouring. Every so often I'm like, contouring sounds fun, but normally not really. And I'm going in with this Color Mates blush in the shade Mauve. I found this at, I think, the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to go ahead and in with my Sonia Kashuk blush brush, tapping off the excess because this stuff is pretty pigmented and it's really nice. I really like the color. It's nice and light, but it's also very buildable. So you can make it really sheer or light, or you can make it nice and opaque and like really rich and pigmented, but I just want it to be more along the light side. I don't know what is on my face, but I have a little mark there. I woke up with it. I guess maybe I beat myself up in my sleep or something. So now I'm going to just do my eyebrows really quick. I don't fill them in. I'm just brushing them into place. This one does not want to stay down, but a brow gel probably would come in handy, but I don't do that very often. So for my highlight, I'm going in with my Hard Candy Tropics highlighter with my small e.l.f. stippling brush. And I'm just going to pick some of that up. And this is a bronzer, but it's really shimmery, and I'm not going to wear it like all over my face. And I just like the look that it gives as a highlight. So that is what I'm doing. And then for lips, I'm going in with my, this is really old, but I'm going in with my Victoria's Secret lipstick in the shade, it's a sheer gloss stick in the shade Only You. It's really pretty. This would also be really pretty with a purple lipstick to make, the purple, bounce more. But if you're wanting to keep it natural and simple, that's the way to go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and zoom out now because that's not so scary. And I know my hair is like a disaster and a mess, but whatever. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sorry that I got so behind with Tutorial Tuesdays. Again, it was really hard with studying, and I had, a final last week. I have finals this week. I have a big final tomorrow. Tonight I pretty much just have to show up for class. It's like our final night, but we're not having an actual final. We had our big research paper due, but I got mine finished last night. But yeah, that's all I have for this time around. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to have your notifications turned on. And of course, make sure that you open up the description box for all the links to my blog, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. Make sure that you follow me on all those because I update them pretty frequently, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.